Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to arguably the worst mile and a half. No, it's not an argument. It is the worst mile and a half on the calendar. Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a long one, but I am excited for the challenges. We come in right now, unfortunately, all the way down in 10th place in the playoff grid. Some work to do there as we have continued to see new winners every episode. Last episode, we saw Ryan Blaney pick up the victory in Talladega and finally put an end to his winless streak that spans back to season 1, of course. Now, William Byron, the next guy we're looking at to do that. We had a huge news this weekend, however. Honda has officially announced they will enter the NASCAR Cup Series next season. It is official. We have finally a new manufacturer coming into the NASCAR Cup Series. Honda is about to take over. A few teams are rumored already to be heading in that direction. We'll have to wait and see, though, what comes out in the coming episodes to that news. But here in Texas, ready to roll. We got the Interstate Batteries colors on the car for the first time this season in this Joe Gibbs Racing number 19 Toyota Camry. And as well, I mean, looking at Ryan Blaney, last episode picks up the win in Talladega. It's not been an easy start to the season for Ryan Blaney. He's outside of the top 20 in the standings. Last episode was his first top 10 as well the whole season, so obviously it chose a good time to get it here. As you can see me immediately having some difficulties here in practice, not very happy with how the car was driving initially. Now, as I was under pressure actually from the rookie of Sammy Smith here in that 27-inch Ready Global machine. He's going to pass me on the inside as we head down this back straightaway. But following today is kind of when we really start to pay attention to the playoff grid, and we obviously are having a solid season. We're in the top 3 in the regular season standings. We just have not been able to find a way to get to victory lane. So obviously that's the goal moving forward, is winning races. And Texas is not a track that I come to expecting to win, but there is some races coming up that I am very much excited for and think we will have a realistic opportunity to get to victory lane, including Charlotte for the Coke 600, one of the races that I got certainly circled on my calendar here. Now, as we get ready Saturday morning for qualifying here from Texas now, as a goal on top there, 29.552. Can we actually meet that goal? Not quite sure about it here in Texas now as we head down into turn number 1. You want to get down right towards that white line as close as you can, throttle up, open up the wheel on the exit, get right up towards that blue and red striped wall there as we go through now with 3 and 4. Same situation, open it up on the exit of the corner. Try to be careful right here because the car likes to slip and slide on the exit of 4, but we are going to cross the line and we actually come up short as expected by a couple tenths. P19 here for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 from Texas Motor Speedway, which honestly is better than I expected. Elliott and Byron make it to Hendrick 1-2. Chase Elliott on pole, still seeking his first win of the season. Many big names have yet to win. Elliott, Byron, of course, the first two, as Byron is now on a 70-plus race winless streak. And as well, you see the rest of the starting order. Colleague Racing's Alex Bowman all the way at the bottom of the grid. Ty Dillon in for Colleague in the 31-35th. Now, Xfinity Series action, they were actually at Talladega this weekend, and for the first time this season in any of the 3 series, a repeat winner. Hailie Deegan, the Daytona winner, comes up and backs it up with a win in Talladega. However, she needs to be in the top 20 in points to be in the playoffs. She currently is not in the top 20 in points, so she has most wins of anybody now, but she's not in the playoffs currently. Connor Zelish as well had a very solid day. Brandon Jones up there, as you see the rest of the order now, as we are going to get ready to go racing on Sunday from Texas Motor Speedway.
We're taking on the high banks of Texas Motor Speedway today as Chase Elliott is set to lead the field to green in search of his first win this year. The big news this week, NASCAR will see its first new manufacturer in nearly 20 years enter the sport next season with Honda.
An exciting time for the sport and for Honda as well, Mike. The more manufacturers in the sport, the better, Kevin.
Absolutely, Clint. I think the big question is, however, who will go to Honda next year? My guess is Andretti due to their IndyCar program.
Only time will tell. Let's get ready to race in Texas.
All right, Gary, this is a tough track for you. We will work on the car all day long to get it right.
Yep, 10-4. Let's have a good one, James. We're ready to roll. JJ Yaley actually in for Rick Ware Racing as well. Ignore the photo error there. But Nick Sanchez making his NASCAR Cup Series debut in the Andretti number 98, that third Andretti car back in the field today. Rajah Caruth recently drove that car and actually ran very competitive inside the top 10. Alex Bowman there starting towards the back of the field, not looking very quick this weekend. They have definitely got something wrong in that number 16 as we are ready to roll right behind John Hunter Nemechenko's. A green flag is out and we are underway after a big refreshing announcement that a new manufacturer will finally join the NASCAR Cup Series going into season number 4. Honda, of course, if you missed it for some reason at the beginning of the episode, Honda is coming into the sport following this season. Now the question is, what teams are going to head to Honda? We'll have to wait and see as we head down this back straightaway on this opening lap. Daniel Suarez in that Meyer-Shank 06 Ford Mustang. Dark Horse on my outside will pass him there into turn number 3. 25 laps in stage number 1, which quite simply means that we cannot make it to the end of the stage on fuel, so we will need to pit here before the stage comes to an end, be that under caution or under green flag conditions. Now, as you can see me sliding up the track immediately there, we're already 4 wide. I'm going to back out of it there, not trying to force anything, but I immediately can feel a lot of tightness in this car, and that's going to be need to be worked on now. Chase Elliott driving away early on from his teammate of William Byron, and not only Byron, but the rest of the field as well. As lap 3 comes around here and I've settled into P19. Texas Motor Speedway, this track has the ability to cause damage. This track, I mean, the high speeds here and the way the track's designed, it can create some really heavy impacts, some big crashes, so we need to pay attention to that, be ready for anything as well. But tire failures often in turn 1 specifically are a complete disaster for whoever is going to be facing a potential tire failure, and I'm sure it's going to happen today. We're battling here with Kyle Busch on the exit of turn 4. This has been a battle that's gone on for about a lap or so here, and finally on the exit of turn 2 to start lap 5, I force the issue. He pulls out there and will drop down to 19th place as we now run down that Powerade machine. Joey Logano, one of the stronger drivers this season without a race victory, but we would be able to pass him through 3 and 4, and that moves us into P17. Not a great day for Logano so far, to say the least here. Now, as you can see, we're closing in on the Andretti Global machine of Carson Hocevar, but look who's closing in on me again, the impressive Ryan Preece. This season, it's been so good for him in Rick Ware Racing. We expected Rick Ware's full-time car to be competitive to an extent due to the financial gains they made with selling their charter to Colleague and then buying the one that NASCAR put on sale for way less money. And sure enough, they have invested into this full car program, full season car program for the 15, because of course they do have the 51 car that runs every race, but it's more of a part-time car as there is no full-time driver in it. But Priest passes me, he passes Hocevar as well, starting lap 10 as we are now trying to work our way past Hocevar, who's definitely, these two, Hocevar and Priest specifically, are definitely drivers that are going to be in that bubble area fighting for a playoff spot. Now as you see Ty Gibbs dropping down the order, we now go up the inside, 14 to go in the stage, and you see Chastain up there all the way on the outside as we continue to work on this Monster Energy Camry. Now on the exit of turn 2, a little bit of contact there with the 54, not exactly what we want to do, of course. Now as we come to lap 13, just trying to follow Ryan Preece really forward at this point. Now crash the 20 of Bell, a huge impact on the rear end, the worst place to hit in the next gen car. Hocevar involved as well. Kyle Busch, a big hit to the 20 of Bell, and it's going to be day over for the race winner from Mid-Ohio. An immediate look at the replay, look at this, a massive impact there on the rear end. Like I said, the worst place to hit in the next gen car, which has caused concussions in the past. We already have a Toyota driver out this season right now, Bubba Wallace, who is expected to miss one more race following today. Potentially, there is a chance he does return next episode, so we'll have to wait and see. It's a 50-50 split right now, but as you guys know, as we're going to go back racing, Bell is out, and in replacement of Bubba Wallace is Corey Heim, the 23, who's running up inside the top 10 right now, having a good run here from Texas Motor Speedway. Reddick's going to take Kozlowski 3 wide into turn 1. That's not what we want to see. Of course, restarting on the outside is terrible in Texas, and we're going to get the short end of the stick here. We had slowly been moving our way forward. Now we're going to drop back down to P17, P18. How about Taylor Gray? Finished second last episode in Talladega in his second ever Cup Series start. His first Cup start in Mid-Ohio wasn't pretty. He had a big crash there. Talladega runs P2, and here he is doing what Corey Heim has not been able to do this season and put that 47 car inside the top 20. A great run for Taylor Gray, who's really making an impressive, resume for himself here to get a potential Cup Series ride moving forward now as he continues forward. Noah Gregson as well on the way forward here as we go to the inside of Busch, and Gregson will take it 3 wide down this back straightaway into turn number 3. Chase Elliott continues to lead the way, already showcasing that it looks like he has a dominant car, at least here in stage 1. Is he the favorite to get that first win of the season? If you remember last season, Elliott 7 wins, still came up short of the championship. Of course, Larson was able to get his second Cup Series titles. In the first 2 seasons of the career mode, it's been 2-time champs, Truex and Larson here now, as Chris Buescher actually, surprisingly, was able to get to the lead here, coming to the final lap of the stage over Elliott. Crash in the back, a huge impact there. The 22 is going to go up and over, and he's going to end up on his roof there, tumbling up and over. The caution's going to fly. The 22 is stuck upside down. That ends the stage prematurely. We will end up P15.
Killed. Okay, huge crash for the 22. He says he's fine, but the red flag is coming out here.
That was another tire failure, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, come on now. We need to get this together, Goodyear. You heard Logano's radio. You heard our conversation with the crew chief, James Small. Red flag was deployed here from Texas Motor Speedway. Everything comes to a halt as they got that 22 lifted up and put back on its wheels, and of course brought back to the pit lane to get ready to go green for, what's going to be stage 2 now. So a few moments later, it's all back and ready to go here now as we unfortunately gain ground in the pits, which puts us on the outside again. So we're back underway here from Texas Motor Speedway now. Bell out of the race, and due to NASCAR Heat 5 being NASCAR Heat 5, Joey Logano's still in the race. He's not over now as we continue on down into turn number 1 behind that 24 Raptor machine of William Byron. 25 laps of racing once again here now in stage number 2. As you look out the rear camera, you got Gray side by side with Noah Gregson. Of course, Gregson in his comeback season in the NASCAR Cup Series, unlike IRL where he's at Stewart-Haas Racing, is at Colleague this season now, as Chris Buescher was able to win that first and opening stage here from Texas. On the run into turn 1, he continues to lead. However, he's got Chase Elliott just behind him, Larson in 3rd, Hamlin's up there in 4th, battling alongside his current driver of Corey Heim, who might be in his final race in that 23 before moving back into that 47 car going into that next episode. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But starting on the outside, we've started on the outside on that first restart and now on the stage 2 restart, and it's just really hurting us now. We drop down to 18th place here now as we head down this back straightaway, and we'll look up the left rear of this 47 Cottonelle machine, and this will allow us to at least move back into P17. But yeah, I mean, still definitely struggling here early on, but we're working on the car. On the stage 1 break, we did make adjustments here to free up the car a little bit, mainly though going after grill tape, because I felt like the handling overall wasn't too bad. So it was very minor changes going into the stage, and you can see as the laps go on, I mean, we've got pace in this car. Just seems to take a while for it to kind of kick in. We'll clear the 43 of Eric Jones. We're bringing Taylor Gray back forward with us now. Elliott, however, is back into the lead of this race, but he's going back and forth actually with that 17 of Buescher. As you can see, Buescher really trying to push it in on him as we continue to lap 12 of 25. Elliott back to the lead again here now. Trouble. Shane Van Gisbergen in front of us there into turn number 3, having a top 10 run, blows the right front tire, and for the 3rd time today, a tire failure already. We have seen lots of tire failures here in these recent episodes now as a caution flies, and that's going to be the end of the day. So that's going to end Shane Van Gisbergen's day, but Logano's day is going to keep him in the race. It just shows you the logic of this game sometimes. We pit again, and we only made grill tape changes. We added grill tape, and again, we gained positions. Our pit crew is fantastic this season since we've come over to this Joe Gibbs team. However, we're P12 on the outside again as we head down towards turn number 1. So we need to find a way to make the pit crew not gain us positions to be on the outside. We need to be on the inside because now look at the stack up here behind the 15 of Ryan Preece. Now Chastain having a pretty mediocre day as well. We're battling with him right now in the regular season championship situation, but it's Corey Heim. Corey Heim to the lead in the number 23 Money Lion Toyota Camry. How about that? With less than 10 laps to go here in stage 2 following Eric Jones. Now we finally get to the inside again, and we're on the inside of the 15 now of Ryan Preece as we exit turn 4, but just couldn't quite get the exit in and corner to hook up for us, so we're just not quite able to get alongside him, and it took me a little bit here. Lap 22 now coming up towards these final moments of stage 2. Lap 23 finally to the inside of this 15. However, this time I'm going to really get aggressive there on the side draft, pull him back as we approach these final 2 laps of this stage, and we should be able to clear him through 3 and 4. Yes, we will. He's going to have the run back, so we're going to slide up in front of the 15, clear him ourselves, clear him the hard way as we approach now the final lap to the back of Eric Jones in that Legacy Motor Club 43. We'll look to the inside now, down towards turn number 1. We'll clear that Snapple machine. Not quite. He's going to fight back on the outside. Corey Heim continues to lead down this back straightaway. Chase Elliott's got to be pretty salty right now. He's had the dominant car, but he's been losing these stages. He lost stage 1 at the tail end of it, and he's going to lose stage 2 at the tail end of it as well. Corey Heim is going to come through to win stage number 2 here from Texas over Chase Elliott, as Eric Jones will get us coming to the line. So 14th place, which actually I think might be a good thing, because maybe that means we'll gain like 1 spot and we'll be on the inside for the restart for stage 3, but we're slowly making gains. We just kind of continue to work at the car. Yeah, it's getting better. Just need to keep doing what we're doing.
10-4. I'll add a bit more tape here.
I don't get it, man. I can't close these stages out at all.
You hear my radio as well, Chase Elliott's radio, just about losing these stages there. He's been runner-up both stages when he's had the fastest car. Byron rounding up the top 5, Larson up there. Hendrick's looking good other than Corey LaJoie again, and you gotta be kidding me, we just gained 2 spots. Chris Buescher loses 13 positions in the pit lane. One of the quickest cars here, your stage 1 winner. He will have a lot of ground to make up. That's great for Elliott, as to see Heim and Elliott lead the way down towards turn 1. Byron, Larson, Hendrick cars take up row 1, 2, 3 as LaJoie continues to really struggle in that 48 car. You have to wonder already, I mean, that 48, they got to turn it around quick, because LaJoie, I mean, has just now been looking very good as they head down this back straightaway. LaJoie all the way outside the top 20. You can't really even see him in their frame now. As you can see, the leader, however, Corey Heim, all the way to the top, and here comes now John Hunter Nemechek to the inside as we cross the stripe to complete lap 1 of stage 3. 28 laps as a whole between Jones and Gray to get into the inside. We'll take that, thank you very much. It's been miserable starting on the outside all day long. 13th place we're up to, though. We're just slowly but surely making gains. We'll side draft that Busch Light machine of Ross Chastain as we head down the back into turn number 3. It's all now John Hunter Nemechek out in front, one of the candidates to replace Denny Hamlin, who retires at the end of this season here. Now as we get locked into this side-by-side battle with Ross Chastain, now he's not going to make it easy. Chastain, one of the hardest drivers to pass in the NASCAR Cup Series. Now he's like Ryan Newman, just fast as we continue to fight with this one car. Look at this, lap 59 out of turn 2. We continue wheel to wheel through 3 and 4 again. This one car not making it easy, and in the rear view mirror you see the 17 of Chris Buescher on the way into the mix as well, as I just can't pass this guy. Chastain making things miserable. Here comes the 15. Now we're going to get split 3 wide. Chastain will get clear. Preece to the inside. The 17 of Buescher to the outside. After a multi-lap side-by-side battle with the one car, we just couldn't get away. And now Preece would get past Chastain. Jones as well. Chris Buescher trying to move his way through. I got Hocevar P16 just behind myself. Chase Elliott at this point back into the lead of this race. Kyle Larson also led for a brief period of time. 21 to go. And back on the inside of the one car we go. Can we finally clear Ross Chastain as we go side by side through 1 and 2 again, pushing up the racetrack now, and no, we cannot clear him. It's not easy to get past this one car, but finally into turn 3 we cleared Chastain as we approach 20 laps to go, and now the pressure to the back of the 43 of Eric Jones. We go to the inside. I honestly think in these closing 20 laps here, we have a top 10 car. It's just we needed to stay green, and if we do get a caution, we need to make sure that we are on the inside for the restart. We get up to P13 as we head to 18 to go. Chastain gets clear of Jones as we try to chase down Ryan Preece. Chase Elliott leads the way through 1 and 2 down this back straightaway for him, at least now, as we go way up the track and into the outside. inside wall, all their progress gone. Chastain goes through, Jones goes through, back down to 15th place we go. An error just all made on my own right there now, as we still somehow we escape that contact without any damage, and we can immediately put the pressure back on these two cars in front of us. But of course the frustrations of now we got to pass Ross Chastain again as we go up the inside of the 43, at least down into turn 1, 15 laps to go, and there goes the 43 to the middle, the one all the way to the outside wall. We're going to be 3 wide as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway. Now it's not over yet. We've been around these two cars basically the whole final stage so far, as we're wheel to wheel again with Chastain. We clear Eric Jones through the center of 3 and 4 now as we tap the apron, sliding up the track. And now we're going to go 3 wide again. Jones to the inside. We've had some great racing here in the mid-teens running order. Now 14 to go. Contact with the one of Chastain into turn 1. He slides. He saves it. And that's going to allow us to get clear. I hate everything about racing with this guy. All clear. We continue on. We vent a little bit. And now immediately a few seconds later, up the inside again of Eric Jones through 3 and 4. Look at that. Easily clear. Now up into P13, trying to run down Ryan Preece for that 12th position. Elliott continues to lead. We still have to pit, and we're all going to pit under caution as the yellow is out from 13th. I am really hoping 2 tires will put us on the inside. Heim, Nemechek, Larson, Kozlowski there, as you can see in the top 5. But Trevor Bain in the 2311-67 car blows the right front tire and hits the outside wall there. But yeah, we're going to come in and take right side tires. And finally, on the inside, Kyle Larson, you looked up there in P8, loses 4 positions in the pits there. Unfortunate for the defending Cup Series champion, as a green flag is back out, and we have now just under 10 laps to go. 9 to be exact. We restart P13 just up ahead in that 98, Nick Sanchez. This is the second time this season that third Andretti Global car has outran the 2 full-time cars. Caruth did it, and now Sanchez does it here in Texas. We clear Ryan Preece. We're up to P12 to the inside of the Cup Series debut driver of Sanchez into turn number 3. He's had a pretty rough go in the Xfinity Series in his first full-time season, but here he is in the Cup car doing very exceptional stuff as we move up into P11 now to the inside of Larson, who had the poor pit stop moving him down the order. Reddick side by side with Byron. Up ahead you see Kozlowski, Hamlin, Elliott gets away. How about Ryan Blaney? Into second place goes the number 12. Ryan Blaney going into Talladega last episode had not had a top 10 all season long. Blaney goes to Talladega, he gets his first top 10, but more importantly his first win, and now to back it up, he is running top 10 and top 5 again here, now up into second. So Ryan Blaney, clearly that win has done something to his confidence, because he has now found that pace here in Texas as well. So it's great to see Blaney kind of running back in the form we expect. He's falling down the order though. Now Heim and Busher through into second and third. Blaney down to 4th as we clear the 24. Byron give him the outside though. He fights back in that Raptor Chevrolet Camaro. We continue side by side into turn 1 up the inside of Kozlowski. If we can escape this race with a top 10, that would be absolutely phenomenal. But we're 3 wide on the exit of turn 2 briefly there. Reddick stays ahead, so does Kozlowski, and we continue in this side by side scrap with this Raptor machine of William Byron. This race has been all about you just got to stick with it. You got to keep working on the car. Mainly grill tape is what we did today, as we just continue to increase it in small increments. And here we are in the closing couple of laps, and we've managed to take a 16th, 17th place car early in the race to now inside the top 10. P9 as we clear Tyler Reddick there, and that 2311 Toyota Camry. Hamlin with 2 to go drops down to P8. We're going to battle with him for the 8th position in these closing laps. Heim and Busher battle for second. Heim making a great resume for himself today, just like Taylor Gray, for potential future opportunities in the Cup Series. White flag in the air. Chase Elliott complained earlier about the fact that he couldn't close out the stages, but now he leads by about a second over Heim and Busher into 1 and 2. Larson gonna pass Ryan Blaney, move himself into 4th on this final lap. That 5 car was quite quick, just didn't quite seem to find the position when he needed it after that poor pit stop as well. As we go down this back into turn 3 for the final time, Hamlin covers the inside. Gonna basically be impossible to pass him at this point as we get right to the rear end of that FedEx Toyota Camry. But it's Chase Elliott, another new winner this season. Elliott wins in Texas now, as we're going to come through to cross the line for 9th place. We will absolutely take that all day long. And you see Chase Elliott get to celebrate for the first time this season. We have yet to see a repeat winner in the Cup Series, which is hard to believe at this point now, and playoff spots are starting to run out. You see the finishing order. Sanchez ends up just outside of the top 10 there. Ryan Preece 13th, Chastain, Jones. How about, like I said earlier, Taylor Gray, a great run in that 47 car in P16. Hocevar just behind him. Kyle Busch, a rough day in 20th, and Ty Gibbs struggled as well in 21st. Haley down there in 23rd, your Richmond Raceway winner. Austin Dillon down in 26th. LaJoy down in 27th, and you see the rest of the finishing order. Suarez 35th, Bowman 37th, Smith, a terrible day for colleague, SVG, and Christopher Bell, the two retirements out of this race there. Now, and Shane Van Gisbergen was having a very solid run there before that tire failure. Chastain continues to lead the playoff grid following Texas. Next episode we go to, of course, a track that's no longer on the real-life calendar, Auto Club from California. An exciting one on the way, as hopefully we can have a chance to get our first win of the season there. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a great day.